Here, start recording. Beautiful. All right, Z, you can't say anything sketchy now. You got to be a good boy.
Oh,
Aww.
I get to be a good boo. Nothing offensive or anything.
got to be a good boo. Oh, that's funny. Right on. What is up, CD? How are you doing?
Suki, you speak now. That was horrible. My bad.
Nice. Wow. I literally said
That was
nothing bad.
that was my kung fu overlay voice.
Oh, gotcha.
Didn't realize I was muted. I said, I'm okay.
Very nice. Glad to hear. Sound really
You might
mellow
have
today.
to.
Well, I'm, I'm okay.
That is
That's
good.
all.
Okay is better than not okay.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, there we go. Talk about some legends.
Mana mana boop 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 boop.
Oh my
Mana
god.
mana boop
Do do
boop
do
boop.
do.
Mana mana.
Do 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 do.
Hell yeah, that's the real. That's what's up.
There we go. That's the real right there.
That gets stuck in your head all day.
Oh, dude, it's been stuck in my head. We were on a space or something. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they did that. I think I was playing some games with my friends or something. I can't remember, but somebody started that the other day, and it's been stuck in my head ever since.
Is
That's it's
that
funny.
it? Is it just us threes?
Right. Seems to always be. Now, humanity said he'd be hopping in. We'll kind of see what happens from there. Um, yeah, this is why I'm really looking forward to that marketing and the beta stuff going out. Like, I'm just really hoping we can start to attract some new people to hop into these AMAs and stuff, and hopefully, seeing that influx will get our community in and having a good time with us again. One can only hope, right?
Yep, I find it in. I don't know. Maybe it's my naivete, but I just had the assumption that most of our holders were in the U.S.
Yeah, no. Interestingly enough, a majority of them are not. We have 22%. Hold on, let me go look. I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's in Server Insights. Go to Server Insights. Pulls up a web page. Engagement, audience. Here it is. Which countries are my members from? And it literally says, oh, we're at 42%. So 42% US, and then it just says other, 58%. We have 1% of our members have been members for 6 months to a year. 94% of our members have been members for 1 to 6 months. And 5% of our members have been members for 1 month. Interesting analytic.
Well, we opened the server about 6 months ago.
Right, I know. It's interesting because of the newcomers, the ones that have only been here for the last month. That's what I find interesting. 88% of our users are also new to Discord. Only 12% of them had have had a track record with Discord, which is interesting. 63% of our users are on desktop, 29% are on mobile, and 8% is other. What else are you viewing this on? I'm confused. I get laptop, but laptop's going to calculate as desktop, though, in those metrics. I wonder what it means. Very interesting. Very interesting. What are the sizes of servers following me? Oh, we have servers following us. 30 to 200 users, 5%. Over 30 users, 86%. 200 to 1,000 users, 5%. And not applicable, 3%. So there's a couple of servers that are following announcements in our servers. Oh, interesting. Yeah. It's actually kind of cool.
ChillTube is one of them.
What was that?
Okay. Chill tubes.
Oh yeah, ChillTube is definitely one of them. We've only ever increased in the amount of servers following us. We have never had a server not follow us. New servers following us. We actually had an influx of servers that started following us in April, mid-April. We had 3 servers all of a sudden pop up out of nowhere and start following ours.
Does it show what servers?
It does not.
See, that's weird because it shows what people follow you.
Yeah, it shows that, but it doesn't show the servers. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't give a full breakdown of any of this. Like I can export the CSV, but that CSV doesn't contain any additional information that the page itself, doesn't have. So I mean, it's nice, but at the same time, the analytics aren't super in depth. I wonder if, at the point you become a partner, I wonder if that. I can't word. I wonder if at the point in time you become a partner, you get more in-depth analytics.
With what? Discord?
Yeah. So January to March, we were eligible for partnership. Yeah, January to March, eligible for partnership. Why aren't we eligible for partnerships though? Like even though these metrics are lower, they still technically fall within the criteria that is required. Have an average of 50 communicators, voice or text per week. Average communicators 81. That's the lowest it's ever been, is 81.
Well, then you should reach out to them.
Right? Interesting. Huh. These are kind of cool. I'll have to sit down and talk with Chrissy about all this. She's been using Discord for a while. She understands this stuff super good, so she might be able to provide some additional insight, which would be pretty cool. Take a better look at it.
I had to charge my computer. I had to move some liquid around. Trying to believe there's going to be an organized sweep on another channel tonight.
An organized sleep?
Sweep.
Oh, sweep. Okay, I was like, what? An organized sleep? Like everybody gets together and just decides to ignore a project? That's kind of fucked.
No, like a bunch of people are getting together and just going to do a mass sweep of the floor.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
For what project? GACC?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Very nice. That'll be good for him. Is the floor still dropping? I haven't checked in a while.
No, it's actually going up a little bit.
Yep.
Well, that's good. There you go.
I find it interesting. People take people take some crazy ass offers. That's for sure. Holy shit.
Yeah.
They do in every project. It's not just necessarily.
Well, that's just the space, honestly. Like, that's just kind of how this space operates, man. Weird shit happens every day. And there's weird reasonings, too. Like, there's never any, like, clear and concise explanation behind why people do what they do. It really just comes down to kind of, like, feelings in the market. That's it. On an individual level, not even on a mass level. Well, I mean, obviously there is some effect on a mass level, but typically it's really just on an individual level. And then people see those people do stuff, and it encourages them to do things, and it just kind of has that snowball effect. It's like one of those spaces where one person's word isn't enough to inflict positive change, but one person's word is enough to inflict negative change.
Yep.
Just my perspective, that is. See, this is why I'd like to have more conversations like this on Spaces. I think these are good talks to have. Just dive in deep with what's up with this market and how it gets treated, and the adjustments that got to be made for the future and everything like that. Can you guys hear? Do you guys hear a bunch of background noise on my end?
Nope.
Really? Okay, that's good. I'm literally like brewing a cup of coffee and like grinding coffee beans right now.
Discord has the most amazing filters I've ever seen.
Who
Discord?
has the most amazing filters?
Yes.
Oh,
Sound filters.
Yeah, no, they're whoever they use. I always forget the name of the program, but the noise reduction filter they use is crazy good. Like it blocks out freaking everything. Not even NVIDIA Broadcast does this good. It's actually pretty wild. I can concur with that statement 100%. But I mean, it's built by gamers for gamers, so it kind of makes sense. Like this is a group of people that, you know, would complain to game devs and stuff like that when a game is having a problem and strive to do everything they can to get it fixed. But they went out and created their own platform, and so now as soon as they encounter an issue, they fix it. It's kind of cool. Honestly, it's a good company. Z, I'm almost out of that 5-pound bag.
First of all, that's insanity.
How so?
Well, when did you get it?
Maybe 2 months ago.
Wow. Yeah.
But I think less. Is that fast or slow?
So what I would say is next time take the 5-pound and 1-pound bag so you don't have a 5-pound bulk bag, and that way it'll stay fresher.
Oh, so I don't know if this had a positive effect on it. I haven't had any issues with mine, but my beans are stored. They're not in a bag. They're in a pressure secure container. So like it's airtight. It doesn't.
Yeah,
like
that makes a difference. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's how I've been storing my beans, and my roasts still taste great.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, but I mean, that is definitely a good shout. It probably wouldn't be too bad of an idea, but now I have this container, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah, right. It just kind of works. All right, we are gonna go with a half pot, rich. Oh, drip stop on, rich. There we go. And now we make a de coffee. I saw that Supervisor grabbed his bag. I don't know if anybody else has received theirs yet, but I'm excited to find out.
Board Italian has his.
Board Italian has his?
Yep.
I forgot to post the picture. Shoot.
Oh, you got
CD
yours?
now has his.
I got mine a couple days ago. Got mine on Saturday, I think.
Right on.
Nice. Z, were these care packages the same? Was there differences between the packages?
Nope. Everyone got the same package.
Okay, very nice. Very cool. I'm psyched about it. Supervisor sent me an image of what he grabbed, but I didn't take too hard of a look at what all the package contained. Can you tell us?
You got Witch's Brew, Doghouse, our cold brew blend from Nicaragua, and our El Salvador from Finca El Paraíso natural.
Very nice.
And
and a mug. Of course, you got to get a mug. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've had the El Salvadorian one.
Mm-hmm. I know. Did anybody say hi to William?
William, welcome in. No, sorry, I've been brewing a pot of coffee and just kind of chit-chatting. What it do, William? How you doing, man? Welcome in. Oh yeah, as usual. If you don't want to come up and talk, well, I guess it's not necessarily come up and talk. It's just really unmuting yourself. We're always available in the AMA chat, which is where you're typing, so sounds good. What up? He says, how's it going, guys? It's all good. Right on. It's going real good, man. Having a freaking awesome day. We'll say over at the Beta Creative HQ, the virtual HQ. It's been a good day though, having a lot of fun. And getting ready, gearing up for some beta testing and having some fun with everybody, showing off some new stuff, moving on with the project and all that good stuff.
Are you going to be live streaming something?
What was that?
Are you going to be live streaming something beta, or are we going to be you giving us a sneak peek or something?
Of beta stuff?
Yeah.
I think that would actually be a fun idea. I will definitely be doing a recording of the beta test. Depending on what it looks like once we get into it, and we could definitely discuss that a bit more. I can ask Vincent kind of what his thoughts and opinions are about it, as well as the rest of the team. But I think a live stream would probably be a really cool idea, just so everybody could get like a couple of sneak peeks of everything. I don't know that I would live stream the whole thing.
No.
Yeah. But I will be, just because it is exclusive to the members that get to beta test it. But I will definitely grab some recordings and some screenshots and stuff like that, and we'll post them up for people to see. There are some sneak peeks that I'd actually really like to show off. Probably towards the end of the week this week.
Yeah, I don't know if we could drop those now, but
no, definitely not. Definitely not right now.
I've heard about them. I haven't seen them yet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty pumped. I might give if that's who knows what the legendaries may look like then, and that's the case.
Oh, bro, they're gonna be. I don't even know. They're going absolutely wild with that. It's gonna be so much fun though. I can't wait to see everything. But yeah, so fun stuff coming up, honestly. Just the beta testing alone, I'm actually really excited for. It just like as soon as that's done and that at least that focus groups standards of what things should look like and everything, we're going to be in a really good position to go ahead and proceed with launch and move on to like people claiming their tokens and getting all that additional utility and everything. And then ideally around that time also like the VIP collection is something that I've really been wanting to get out as soon as possible, but I've kind of been wanting to structure everything to launch at a good time. So it's literally just like a week full of just massive drops, which I think genuinely would do really good for the space, because then all we're going to see is a bunch of like screenshots of the Minecraft server and tokens in wallets and VIP collection pieces out in people's wallets, and the beta creative membership passes out in people's wallets. Like it's gonna be a crazy week. I'm really looking forward to that. And then additionally, having Chrissy doing what she's doing for marketing and like, oh my gosh, the stuff she's shown me that she has planned for the actual main collection and the whole like marketing strategy she's built surrounding that. Oh my God. And I believe she said she was going to start that on June 1st, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But just the marketing strategy she has surrounding that alone is already full of some really, really cool stuff that I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the community is going to be really happy with it and really enjoying it, especially because, as soon as you start marketing for another mint, or marketing for a mint in general, like that's oftentimes when you start to see a large influx of people, which has actually been something really nice to figure out over this period of time. I'm kind of just covering a lot of bases here, by the way, guys. There's no specific directive, I guess you could say, for this AMA. There's kind of a lot of stuff happening right now with the project, so there's a lot to talk on. But I will say, I think something that we've learned over the last 4 months or so is that, and I guess this could be observed from many different angles of the market, and people could really understand this, but interestingly enough, utility itself will not bring followers to a project. I guess it kind of depends on the utility, but utility itself doesn't bring people to the project. It's like the excitement of a mint and being able to get in at a low price, like that the Jones effect and like a fear of loss is kind of what drives people into these projects. And then it's really what you do after that comes down to like the retention and stuff, which I actually don't think we've done too bad with. We had kind of our snowball effect of issues hit right after that, right after the Genesis mint, and we lost a good amount of people simply because of a couple of misunderstandings that happened. But since that time, we have retained our standing 5,000 members throughout that entire time. Fluctuated in the 5,000s for sure, but we've been able to retain 5,000 members throughout that entire time of running into issues and everything like that, which I think actually bodes really well. So as long as we're able to replicate the retention aspects of it, but perfect the actual launch and everything, so we don't have the loss that we had last time, I think this project a year down the line is going to be in a really good spot. I mean, a lot sooner than that for sure, but I like to definitely think further out and think about where we could be and what it'll take to get there and everything. And I genuinely think that, now that we experience the issues we experienced around the time of the Genesis Mint and kind of recovering from then, I think it speaks a lot for what we're going to be able to do with the future. Nobody has comments on those topics.
I'm sorry, I was fumbling. All right, so I got a stylus, and I'm using the stylus on the iPhone so I can move around a little quicker. And apparently, it's not working good. But you know how well I do on mute. I sound great.
Yes, I have tons of experience with you talking to me on mute.
It's kind of a trademark thing. Many words, but never heard.
Many words, but never heard. Very nice. So yeah, I don't know. Space is an interesting place. That's for damn sure. Has anybody? I actually haven't taken too hard of a look. What do we think? What are we thinking about market projections and stuff like that? Like, what are people feeling about the space right now? All good things, it sounds. All good things. Oh, whoops.
I've got some thoughts, but
On the market, on the project, or
on the market, I was just you asked about it.
yeah. But would you mind sharing, or it's fine if you don't. I'm just curious. I'm wanting to kind of see where other people are at. It's been a while since I've gotten down and gritty with what's going on in the market and everything.
Yeah, I think we are continuing in a bear market. We could see some upside, but I think that in general, we're not gonna go up before we go down. More than a little bit. We've got some things that we need to get through. Not only in the crypto space, but in the world, in the U.S., in so many different areas. There's so much fear and stuff right now that it'll be hard to get to go
on the computer.
Zeke, can you mute yourself?
You know that.
Thank you. Go ahead, CD.
It'll be hard to get up past all-time highs anytime soon. I'm kind of thinking, based on what I've been researching and hearing recently, that we're probably looking at some time in the fall before we might get back up to all-time highs again. But I mean, it's anybody's guess. Nobody knows for sure, of course, but just that seems to be kind of the general sentiment from some of the top thinkers in the space, it seems.
Okay, that's really interesting. I definitely had. So I've watched a couple videos on YouTube. I'm not super good at like reading graphs and everything like that, but I do follow a couple of channels that are very avid users in the crypto space, and I think I've definitely heard a lot of people say something similar. Around that fall time, and I've heard a couple of people say that they think it'll spike when it hits about midsummer. So it is really interesting, but it all seems to kind of be falling around the same time. But a good point to keep in mind is absolutely what you said, is there's no real way to predict what's going to happen here. You can watch trends and everything like that for sure. But the space definitely took a really big hit over the last 6 or 7 months. It seems to have just been taking hit after hit after hit. And so I think we definitely had a lot of people that lost some faith in what was going on and transferring over to something new maybe, or what have you. And then additionally, you also have to think is we have at some point, whenever it shows up, you have Ethereum 2 that's going to be coming out, as well as the Pulse chain, which, the Pulse chain alone, I'm not sure where exactly these followers come from. I know a lot of them come from Bitcoin, but the Pulse chain alone has a massive following of somewhere around 2 to 3 million people that are like actively invested in either Pulse itself or in Hex or other things that Richard Hart himself is a part of. Which is actually really interesting. And I actually want to check real quick just to have this information. Pulse chain. I want to say they did their their sacrifice phase finished. I want to say last month. Yeah, I spelled that wrong. That was funny. Pulse chain. There we go. So the interesting thing about Pulse chain, right, is it's not it is and it's not its own blockchain. It's technically a fork in the Ethereum chain. So it's built to work. It's built to work very, very similar, but provide those lower transactional fees and also introduce, a new method to mining and everything like that, and have better effects on the environment than that of just running mining rigs and everything like that. And so they're taking a pretty cool approach to it. And I know Richard Hart has come out and said that he wants to basically copy all ERC20 contracts that exist over on Ethereum and basically paste them on the Pulse chain. And then whether or not those things become active all depend on, the owners of those contracts and if they decide to come over there and activate them on Pulse chain and do something with them there. But I think once we start to see changes like that take effect, with Ethereum 2 and with Pulse and everything like that, I imagine that's when we're going to really, really see the market hit a low as people go to start experimenting with something new. But obviously it's not going to completely crash because there are a lot of people out there that are just going to want to stick with what's completely familiar. But obviously this is all just speculation. It's not financial advice or anything like that. It's really just some curious things happening right now, and everybody trying to figure out kind of what that next step is going to be and where we're going to move to and everything like that. Good conversations to have for sure. William, you got anything you'd like to weigh in here? Weigh in on here?
I think that's pretty much how everybody's been talking about it. Then it's just a lot of like sentiment as far as like what's going to be happening, what's going to be going. I think one of the best things to do, I guess, right now is to kind of look at the backed up projects that have a good community, as far as like the NFTs or even crypto itself. Especially with the prices that it is, because I feel like something will eventually happen, and who knows? I mean, I've seen stuff on Twitter and things like that. Seen some people that I follow that are kind of heavy on the crypto space, and the same thing. They're thinking, summertime frame, maybe early fall, that we might start seeing stuff jump up again. Maybe not too crazy, but getting back to it. So I think that's something to take into consideration as far as that goes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Honestly, like I think there's a number of different angles to consider here, but yeah, I wasn't even really speaking on NFTs there. It was purely the cryptocurrency aspect of it, and obviously that plays a big role in NFTs. That's how we operate. We do exist on the blockchain, and even though we aren't a currency or anything like that, everything we do has to deal with cryptocurrencies and blockchains. So yeah, the effects. It's kind of interesting because if you remember, like back in November, the space started to like Ethereum itself started to struggle a good bit, and we saw an effect in the space. I feel like in the NFT space, we definitely saw an effect, but I don't think it was too what's the word I'm looking for here? I don't think it was too
dramatic.
Yeah, it wasn't too dramatic. Like the space got hit hard, like the crypto space got hit hard, but NFTs were still we're still going pretty strong. Like even though Ethereum had dropped quite a bit in price from what it was, because you got to think back in November, what were we at? We were around like 42, 45 or 42 or something, or maybe like October to be safe. But we were around like 45 or 42. We were super up there. But then around that time, we dropped all the way down to like 2. So the space actually took a pretty massive hit, and yet NFTs kept chugging, dude. People were pumping out awesome projects. There was a lot of hype surrounding these projects and in the space. People were still like paying 0.08 for mints and everything like that. Like the NFTs kind of seemed to just shrug it off. But over the last couple of months, while the cryptocurrency space has been, showing improvement and kind of coming back up and everything, NFTs themselves have started to take more directed and specific hits, with the breaches on OpenSea, taking people's Bored Apes, taking people's other NFTs and stuff like that. The space itself has started to falter and gain a bit of trust issues, I think. And so it's really interesting that they correlate. These spaces interact with each other, and they have to, but it seems their behaviors are not always affected by the other. Does that make sense? You guys hear what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Or am I just totally off base with that? Okay, cool.
No, hey, my dogs are bananas.
Okay. Your dog went bananas? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry to hear that. Mecca, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're having a good one. We are in AMA chat if you would like to chat with us, or of course you can always come unmuted and kind of chit chat back and forth. We're kind of just having a fun loving conversation today. I touched a little bit in the beginning on the beta testing and everything that we're looking to do at the end of this month. And if you missed the announcement, it is in the announcements. You can check up in there. It was, I believe it was the last one that was posted. Am I correct, CD?
Yes.
Yeah, so latest announcement is talking about beta testing and kind of what that process is going to look like. And the beta testing specifically being for like the Minecraft server, the interactive dashboard and kind of checking that out. But we're going to be offering up exclusive opportunities to a select few members of the two select members of the community to kind of test these platforms out and get kind of a limited and exclusive experience. That's the word I was looking for. Geez. A limited and exclusive experience and opportunity to kind of give their direct feedback and have their input taken into consideration before the official launch of these programs. So really fun opportunity coming up for sure. Z, so I have tried a hazelnut creamer with the Brazilian. I have tried a Italian, what was it? An Italian cream. And now I am trying a vanilla bean. And so far I haven't found a bad one. They all seem to pair pretty well.
Okay.
He's like, I don't put creamer in my coffee. You're weird. You're ruining my art.
Dude, you gotta understand, man, as much time and energy and effort that the farmers go put into growing this coffee and the way above market price that is paid for this coffee and the quality of this coffee, you should add no flavor. No flavors.
Don't get me wrong. I still drink it without creamer at times, but I like to experiment around. I like to see what I can add and what different flavors I can get from it. Because I mean that's all creamer really is just kind of obviously creamer's place is primarily sweetness, it seems, but adding in just a little bit of vanilla bean to like the rich Brazilian or even the Colombian. That Colombian is an incredible roast. Adding in just a little bit of vanilla bean or something like that, it's been a nice experience. But I definitely get what you're saying, and I definitely have a lot of respect and appreciation for what the farmers have done and what you guys have roasted. It is great coffee.
The one thing that I will say that I've learned over all the years from being a chef, studying wine, and doing coffee, you can't argue with the palate. You just cannot. Everyone's palate's different. Everyone's unique. What I might find totally amazing, someone else might find totally horrible. Perfect example. We'll move away from coffee and move into fruit. I absolutely love durian. Now, on the other hand, you can't take durian on buses in some countries where it's actually grown because of just the pure smell of it. So, and then people will argue about the taste. I personally love it. People find it totally offensive. People think that it smells like rotten shit.
Oh, I think
I think we lost him.
Yeah, I think you rugged out. Mecca, you said I still have not got my coffee. Oh, it sounds like it's good. The coffee is super good. I am surprised. Mecca, where, if you don't mind me asking or disclosing this information, of course, and always you don't have to. But like, whereabouts are you located? Just like geographically. Because I know CD has gotten his, and he's located here in the United States.
Because
You're in Texas. Interesting. Naked, are you there? Do we have you back? Nope. Nope. You're still having issues. Okay. Texas, good to know. We will definitely check in with Naked when he is not rugged out and see if he has any info on that. I know he sent them all out at the same time, and a couple of people have already gotten theirs, so I imagine yours will be showing up soon. Elite, welcome in, dude. Thank you so much for joining us, man. Hope you're having a great day. Probably busy at work as always. Yeah.
Actually, I was able to get out of work, but I'm just running some errands. So I'm like listening to you guys like a podcast while I'm in the car.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Oh, dude, you should have chimed in like 10, 15 minutes ago. We were going off about the crypto space and the market, and what projections we've seen and heard, and kind of our own minimal input on that area. It's been a good conversation so far.
It always is in here.
I'm sorry, what was that?
It always is a good conversation.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
I will check tracking on that, but it should be there and imagine either by today or tomorrow.
All right, looks like Z queued back in. Welcome back.
Yep.
Very nice. Okay, well there you have it, Mecca. You shouldn't have to wait too much longer. It is super weird though. Like Texas, I mean Texas is far, don't get me wrong, but it's not that far. Anyway, okay, guys. So we've gotten a couple of new people that hopped in here, so I just want to kind of go back and refresh and talk and address the points that I addressed earlier, and that is pertaining to the announcement that was posted up in Discord earlier today. So if you haven't already, please take the opportunity to go ahead and go read through that announcement. It's simply talking about the fact that we are opening up beta testing towards the end of this week for the interactive dashboard for the Minecraft server. And this is going to be kind of an exclusive, limited opportunity for just a select few members to go in and test out these programs and receive some cool benefits, or some cool what's the word I'm looking for here? Not benefits, not necessarily prizes either, but just like a little thank you, I guess you could say, and also bragging rights for being on the beta team, the beta creative beta team. I love that. Anyway, so yeah, definitely check out that announcement. Like I said, we will be going through and we will be hand selecting a couple members that we would like to participate, but we are also looking for community members that know of or that are themselves familiar with like testing programs or familiar with Minecraft or something. People that have strong relationship or experience in one of these areas, so that they can give a good technical overview or some good technical feedback for us to utilize, as this will be an exclusive opportunity for those members to have direct input and conversations regarding exactly what these programs or profiles do and how they operate and everything like that. So definitely check it out. And if you're interested, shoot us open up a ticket. I almost said shoot us a DM, but it's open a ticket. And then additionally, I do believe it addresses this in the announcement, but if you are one of the members that we have selected and are requesting to come and join us for the beta testing, we will open a ticket and ping you in that ticket so that you can come and join us and have the conversation there. So should be a good time.
Also, anyone that didn't hear earlier, someone in the little ghost in the graveyard said there could be some like sneak peeks maybe at the end of the week. I don't know. I've heard they're pretty crazy.
Oh my God, Z, you're just stirring the pot at this point. You're funny. Yeah. Development definitely isn't stopped at, just the token, the Minecraft server and all that stuff. There are still tons of things to work on and to bring about as far as utility goes, as far as like VIP collection and beta creative membership passes goes, and as far as obviously the main mint that based on what was said by the community, we have decided to do later on in the summer, as opposed to any sooner or anything like that. So yeah, there's some cool stuff coming, and Z's just stirring the pot right now. I love it. Mecca says, I think OG boos need another color other than Boo Boo Brown. That's funny. I love that. Yeah, I mean, we could definitely look at that. We could see what colors are still available. We recently, if you have not noticed or been in here for a little bit, if you take a look around the Discord, you will notice that we've gone through and updated the look a little bit. We've removed a couple of channels and reorganized a couple of things. We've also gone through and taken another look at our security and beefed that up a bit and fixed a number of things that weren't actually issues right now, but could have potentially become issues in the future. So trying to just kind of look ahead and make sure we're prepared for potential things like that. So anyway, yeah, take a look around the Discord, have fun with that. And then, yeah, I'll take a look at what colors are still available. And maybe we could do like a vote to see if OG Boos would like their role color changed. And then we'll put out like a poll option with a couple of color variants that you guys can pick from. Though,
Yes.
Boo Boo
It's all about-
Brown.
It's all a matter of perspective because I think the intention for that color was to look like gold, and so I think but I see that as a potential downfall is that gold is hard to produce in a single on a single color spectrum.
yeah,
So
it looks totally different on the wheel when you're going through and selecting it than what it appears as on the actual screen. Like if we wanted to go for a full gold, we should have gone with what we gave the founders, and gone about it that way. But yeah, you guys definitely got like a bronze or a gold kind of look, or at least that's what we were going for. I also noticed the new colors and roles. That's what made me realize I've been here a long time, and why does my name look like Boo Boo? That's funny. Mecca, you have been here for a long time though. I still remember like playing games with you like back in the beginning when we first started running games. I remember you were like one of the huge advocates for hopping in on those and having fun. And just so you know, personally, we are bringing those back, and we're bringing them back with like a role and a title to fight for. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're bringing back the competition, bringing back the heat, especially since we're poker. Bring back poker. We only did poker once. It wasn't really a thing. We did it as a temporary competition. But yes, we will be playing poker. We will be playing like the putt golf and everything that's available in that same with that same program, which actually is just Discord. I don't know if you knew that, but that's actually a game mode that Discord itself offers, which is kind of cool. But yeah, absolutely. We're going to be bringing in, I guess what you could call it a game master, somebody that just kind of take over and adhere to a schedule and make sure that there's always an activity going on and something for you guys to participate in and titles to fight for and awards to win and that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a good time, and all these things are kind of necessary as we are, as like I said, Chrissy, our marketing representative or Boofluencer in the Discord, if you're looking for the role name, she is going to be beginning kind of a heavy campaign towards the new mint. I believe she said around June 1st, so keep your guys' eyes open for that too. Like if you're over on Twitter, please make sure you're retweeting and you're liking and you're sharing that out there, because every bit of eyes we get on that is just a benefit for them. It's a benefit for us. It just kind of growing this community it will definitely help in kind of bringing us back out of what we're in right now, and also helping propel us into the future and keep us going long term. So. But yeah, with that coming on board, I think it's definitely important that we have a lot of activities and opportunities for people to participate. So we will be bringing in games, and yes, there will be poker.
I just need someone to show me how to run the poker bot, dude. And I'm the poker game, and I'm done on.
Yeah, I can definitely show you how to run the poker bot, and we could set that up to do it like 1 or 2 nights a week.
I'd be totally down to run the poker nights.
Of course you would. That's definitely your aesthetic. I love that. Absolutely love that. So anyway, guys, floor is open. Like I said, we've been jumping around through topics. I don't know if I said this already, but hi, Miniman. Thank you for joining in with us. I do think I actually said that earlier, but again, it's kind of just open floor topics right now. We got beta testing and everything like that coming up. I know that there are still a couple of things that people have questions about, so here is a great opportunity to ask them and have them answered. Provide some constructive feedback if you would. It's all up to you. We are here to talk. We are here to listen. You guys are awesome. I love y'all. Y'all are good people. Miniman, I'm curious. What is that a project you're repping, or is that just a cool PFP you found? I've actually been really curious about that character. I've seen you message a couple times, and I'm like, what is that? I
Okay,
don't know.
so this is something I wanted to ask because, like I said, I've been here for a long time. And prior to getting I think it was my Genesis, I don't know, I got both of them. I can't even remember which one was first. Was it the Whips in Progress, Work in Progress? Was that the first one?
Yes, work in progress pieces were the first
Okay.
pieces.
Okay, so yeah, I have one of those. So when I first got involved in this project, everybody, like, it was a lot of hype, and there was a lot of, well, I won't say hype, but it was just a lot of people in the community that were active and excited. And so I know for me, I'm just really, really busy. So I've kind of fallen off a lot of different things I'm involved with. So it's kind of hard trying to keep up with everything. But I have noticed that a, a lot of people have kind of just, maybe is everybody busy? I'm just wondering, do you guys know what's going on with the community? Have people kind of just, because of, the different changes and the re-rolls and, just the way this space is, and a lot of times a lot of people are just in it for flips. Do you
Yeah.
think, I guess I'm just trying to find out from you guys what happened with the community, because like I said, I don't know. I just know that it looks different from when it did, when I first got here.
Yeah, no, and it absolutely does. You're 100% right, and this is actually a pretty regular topic in our team meetings that we have, and we've been brainstorming and working on coming up with a way to kind of attack this. But if we look internally, like ignoring the exterior, ignoring the space outside of us, just solely looking at our project, if we want to think about maybe the mistakes we made or the influence we've had on this happening, yeah, it could definitely be attributed to the initial mistake with the mint of the Genesis collection, which was, the art coming out completely incorrectly initially and having to go through this reroll process and having that take so long because of just internal things that we had going on with the project itself. I think that definitely plays a relatively large role in it, as there wasn't a lot of initial what's the word I want to use here? CD, give me a word. Give me a good word here. There was a lot of initial, I don't want to say disappointment or agitation, but
Sorry, I was
no, you're
trying to
fine.
write something.
I'm just putting you on the spot. But no, really, there was a lot of initial, we'll just use the word disappointment. I hate that word because I don't think it was entirely disappointment. I think there's probably a better word to describe what happened, but
Like
yeah.
obstacles, challenges.
Obstacles, thank you. Obstacles and challenges. Yes, right around the time of the Genesis Mint, like OG Mint went great. There was still a lot of hype leading up to the Genesis Mint for sure. And then the Genesis Mint is when we started to encounter obstacles, right? The timing of the mint itself was kind of off from when we had the most activity on our Discord. And so basically what happened is as soon as we started minting, everybody that was awake and able to at that time, when it had minted, they got, a lot of them got the max mint that they possibly could. But then because everybody who was able to mint at that time minted, it kind of started to slow down because everybody else was still asleep and or just waking up and everything. And so when those people ended up getting online to go and mint, they saw what they thought was a slow mint, which like in the technical, in reality, yes, it was minting slow, but what was actually happening is literally just like everybody at that time that could have minted, nobody else could mint because of wallet limitation or minting limitations and stuff like that, because we didn't want people coming in and buying out hordes of it and then leaving nothing available for the little guy, right? So they came in, it kind of looked like a slow mint, and so it proceeded to mint out rather slowly. And then at that same time, like that second day that the mint was open, we had, I believe it was CryptoBats and like Dipples or Dippies. I can't even remember what the name is anymore, but there was 2 projects that we were actually collabed with that ended up getting compromised. And one of our moderators was a member of both of those Discords and a staff member for both of those servers. And so his account actually ended up getting compromised, and his account hopped into one of our chat channels and started spreading racial slurs. And so people thought we got hacked. And so we had almost a mass exodus because we banned him from the server immediately. We immediately addressed that issue, but we didn't address to the community like what had happened immediately. And so we had quite a few people kind of dip out around there. And that at that point, it was just kind of a snowball effect. One thing started happening after another. We noticed the generation issues from the algorithm with like the light being in the wrong place and certain boos being completely flushed out by just the intensity of the light that was in that frame. There was textures that didn't render in the collection, and so people were seeing issues with the art. And so after that, and like I said, having some internal issues with the project itself, getting around to all these fixes kind of started taking a while, because the first thing we wanted to focus on was stopping people from leaving the Discord and letting them know everything was okay, and then kind of bringing back that hype. And we immediately started focusing on like bringing more people in, whereas in all reality, our first initial focus should have been fixing everything first and then bringing people in. And so because of just where we put our attention initially, it didn't exactly help the case. And so things were going a little slow. And then we got into the part where everybody's like, okay, you did the mint, now where's all the utility? Everybody expected, a week, 2 weeks after the mint that we're just going to be dropping utility like it's hot. Whereas in all reality, we're all here in the space. We've all been involved in a number of projects. And though it happens sometimes, it is not very common for projects to just start shitting out utility. Sorry, excuse my language, but it's not common for projects to just start pumping out utility as soon as the mint finishes up. It's unrealistic. That's not how that happens. And so in combating that and combating everything else, and taking our time to get to the actual like art fixes, which was the biggest issue at the time, we had a lot of people that, just muted the server or saw themselves out. Or, I can even say personally that we had 2 members that were banned from the Discord around that time because they kept piping up and walling off chat channels with FUD. And we attempted to address them on numerous occasions. We spent 2 weeks with one of them just trying to talk to them and answer all their concerns and be very understanding of the situation. And it was a number of things. It was just a snowball effect, and we just initially dealt with it in the wrong way. And so, yeah. But now we're getting back on the ball, or we've gotten back on the ball. We applied those fixes. There's still 2 more updates that we need to make to that art itself, which on my timeline should be completed by about mid this week. And I'm hoping to actually get one of them put out today, but we'll kind of see how that goes. But there's 2 more fixes to put there, but then it's literally like we're in the phase where we can just start releasing utility and actually giving back in more of a way than we were before, which is actually saying a lot, considering we've given away thousands of dollars. I almost said ETH, but we've given away thousands of dollars US in just giveaway prizes and stuff like that alone back to the community for being supporters and having special traits or what have you, but just being active participants and everything. So yeah, that's my rough understanding of what has happened, just from talking to people and kind of just reading the room and taking into account like what my feelings would be like in those situations. That's what I can see was the issue. And that's, again, completely excluding everything that's happened in the market since then. The numerous OpenSea breaches, projects getting hacked almost regularly, tons of rugs coming into the space. Like, there's just been a series of shit over the last like 6 months for everybody that just hasn't really helped.
So what's the total supply on the Genesis boos?
Genesis boos is 1,500, so it's from 0
So
to
those
1,000.
are those sold out then?
Yeah, Genesis boos have been sold out for 2 months. Those are the ones we just re-rolled.
Okay, so now it looks like people. So I guess I'm wondering. So now, because I know you guys are doing a lot and trying to add a lot of utility and do the fixes. But when I just went and looked on OpenSea, it's like I see tons of people trying to sell their OG OG booze for like 0.01. I'm just like, really? Like $20?
Yeah, it's unfortunately that comes back to us just taking a little bit too long to address problems. We have we have a we have a I don't want to say a deep hole or something like that. Like I don't want to give this super negative connotations because again,
Right?
you
Yeah.
look at the space, you look at what's going on
There's
and
a lot
everything.
going on.
Yeah, we're not actually as bad off as it looks, you know. So
No,
yeah,
I mean, and it's sold out. So I mean, like I said, I'm just curious because I'm wondering, do you think with all the changes and the things you guys are doing, do you think eventually, and I mean, I know you want to say this because of course you want to remain positive, but do you really think that you'll be able to get everything back on track basically and be able to actually provide um enough utility and enough things to this project that'll put it back in the game again so people aren't just giving them away for $20 basically? I mean, that's gas.
110%, Becca.
yeah, 110%. Honestly, like, not only do I think we'll be able to bring it back and get it on track, but I think this experience and taking this extra time to actually go through and look at things has shown us a lot of things we can do better or do more of, or even just add to. And so, if anything, this experience has actually set us up in a unique position where we can come back and do better than what we would have initially done if everything had gone to plan, which I think is absolutely astounding. So, yeah, to answer that question, 110%, not only are we going to come back swinging hard, but we're going to come back bigger than we would have initially before. And
So I
that's
still gonna get Baby Boo.
oh yeah, absolutely. Baby booze and reincarnation process and everything like that, that's still going to come after the main mint. But yes, 100%. That is a conversation we have had with our artists, and while they are working on art for the main collection, they're also starting on the art for reincarnation and for the baby peekaboos. So yeah, you're absolutely still getting one, 100%.
So you guys, you're not gonna change, switch up the rules now because I think last I knew, as long as you had, I guess, a Genesis Boo or whatever, you would be able to get a Baby Boo. Is that still the case?
Yeah, so it depends on the Genesis Boo, right? So if you have a Genesis Boo that has a pacifier, then yes, you will get a baby Boo, like no matter what. You have first dibs at that.
Yeah.
But
Okay, but you
for
guys re-rolled and my pacifier looks weird. I mean, is that still a pacifier?
your pacifier looks weird. The pacifier art is still the same. We didn't change what it looks like. Send
Let
me
me go look.
Send me what one you're talking about. So one thing that we did run into when we did this generation, and this pertains to the fix I was talking, the two fixes that are left that I need to fix before we completely move off of the Genesis collection, and that was that a number of people who had pacifiers before when we did this reroll didn't end up getting those back. So I'm replacing that and fixing that. And we have to, the reason that's taking a little bit, just so everybody understands, is literally what we have to do, because we've already generated this whole collection, is now we have to go in and we have to change very specific pieces of metadata and create art specifically for that while maintaining the rarity that was generated in that initial algorithm. So it takes a lot of digging and a lot of looking around, because it's not an easy answer to just kind of pull out of air. So we have to go through and manually construct these and then put them back in. It's really weird. It's a really weird process. But so that's one of the fixes though that I was talking about. Before we completely wrap up with the reroll, we got to get the remaining pacifiers to people. And then we have to update the Boo sticker, because you'll notice on the peekaboos that have the Boo sticker for the mouth, when it floats, the Boo sticker disappears and then reappears again. It's not supposed to do that, and it's because it got anchored incorrectly. I've already applied that fix to the art file, and so now all that has to be done is to generate it based off of the reconstructed metadata. So what I've been doing today is going through and reconstructing the metadata for the Boo stickers and for the pacifiers so that I can hopefully get those fixes out before beta testing even starts, which we are on track for 110%. So
Okay, so I lied. I still have my pacifier. It's just my Boo looks so doggone different. It threw me off. Okay.
yeah.
So, but can you tell me what's this little light thing it has? Because I lost my camera. That's what I lost. But you're right. I still have my pacifier, but I don't know what this little light looking thing is.
Light looking thing.
I'm gonna drop the picture so you can see
Okay,
because
sounds
I
good.
don't know what it is.
Yeah, are you dropping it in AMA chat?
Uh huh. What is that little light thing?
Give me just a second. Oh, it's
It's a
a
it's a
candle.
match.
Yeah, a
match.
match.
Oh,
Sorry, match is the better word. Yeah, so it's a match. So interestingly, another little fix that is possible to do is to actually make that fire move too. But we're not stressing about that one because that wasn't initially like that. But yeah, no, it's just a match. It's a simple trait. And if you remember, I like to be clear about this with everybody because I know, including myself, like upon this reroll, we put into effect true rarity. Because basically what happened before is there was hundreds of every single trait, and there was no trait that was really rarer than any other trait other than like the utility tied to it, like the reincarnation potion or the pacifier. And to have kind of a good standing project for secondary market sales, and just for people for this project to be able to properly exist within the economy, we had to have a notable true rarity to the project. And so what happened in this reroll is that some projects became more, or some traits became more common, some traits became less common, and people understandably ended up with boos that they didn't they had already gotten used to the ones they had, and so when they got new ones, they're like, oh, I don't like it as much and everything like that. And it's totally understandable, and I always encourage people to just take a step back. We totally understand there's still a whole other mint coming that will have way better art, and you will have more opportunities to kind of actually personalize it and make it really your own. I just encourage people to take a step back and recognize that, yes, though you had specific ones that you liked, now the project is actually in a better space so that it can fully deliver on long-term value for you guys. And that's really, at the end of the day, I know that's kind of what we're all looking for is long-term value from a project. So just keep that in mind.
So I would like to just touch off on sale and what is for sale. So you got OG whips. You have 3 that are up for sale. That is it out of 100. And the lowest price on that is 0.04. Then it goes 09, 09, and then there's nothing left. Everything else is holding. So, I mean, if we talk about that, and I've said it before, and other people have said it. Someone's exit. It is what it is. They need that liquid. They may need to move it for whatever reason it is. That's someone's entry point to an OG whip. I mean, you really think about it, 3. So there's another 97 of them that are just sitting there, not for sale, holding.
Right. That is a very important part to touch on with both the OG collection and the Genesis collection is, yes, there are some that are listed and people listing them crazy low. But when you actually, again, just take a step back, look at the bigger picture, and you look at the floor for both of those collections, it's crazy thin. Like we could have hundreds listed. Well, I mean, we couldn't have hundreds listed for the OG because there's only 100. But I mean, take into account, we could have 30 of the OGs listed, but we only have 3. We could have hundreds listed for the Genesis collection, but we only have, what, 60?
No, so if we go into our Genesis collection, it's a pretty thin floor. We have 1,500 pieces. There are 100 items right now. And you look at that floor, and there's...
Doing some mental math. Hold on.
There's 9 at 0.01 people want to get out of. Cool. It's a great entry point for someone coming into the project moving forward. And then it goes up to 0.02. I mean, it's 100 pieces that are for sale. Most people have diamond handed this project regardless of what has gone on.
So yeah, I think the important note to take there is, yes, there are listings. There will always be listings, but it's the amount of the project that is listed that really comes. Well, obviously the floor price matters too. I'm not at all brushing that off, but the fact that, like, yeah, the floor price is low, but the floor is thin. The floor is super thin, and that tells us that a majority of people that are holding are diamond handing this project.
It's not even that. I almost want to, there's some pretty badass traits that are sitting on the floor. I mean, you got 991. You got a guitar, goggles, sky background with the 87 sweater and a crown for .02.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Then you got a naked boo, $9.89.
That's one thing that absolutely had to be put in there. I didn't think we had enough of those before. It's still that's actually a rare trait to come across. I believe it was a 5% chance for the algorithm to pick 5% out of 100. It was a 5% chance for the algorithm to pick a naked boo, as opposed to anything else. And so, yeah, I actually really like those ones because they are quite a bit rarer than the rest of the collection.
I'll take that back. He's the white yarn.
Oh yeah. Okay, that one can be confusing for sure.
Yep.
But even then it's still a naked boo. Like if it doesn't have a jacket or anything like that on, it's naked.
It pretty much.
Yeah.
But I mean,
go ahead.
there's some great
You
ones
talking
out
about
there
that
to
one
look
with
at.
the tie on it? Are you talking about the one with the tie on? I think it's 12 something.
No, I'm looking at $9.89. He's got a bow tie, red mohawk, trident, star blue glasses, violet background.
By the way, just wanted to comment, Mini Man, I saw your post about what project that is. That's kind of cool. I actually dig it. Weirdos. That's a great name. I like you. You're weird. That's pretty cool. I dig it, bro. Right on. Solid pick for sure. Solid pick. It kind of reminds me of Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street. Don't know if anybody's familiar, but here in America, at least, it might be other places. It's a children's show called Sesame Street, and there's a character on it called Oscar the Grouch that looks exactly like that. Well, except he's all green, not multicolored, but yeah. Anywho, random side note there. But anyway, Mecha, did that kind of answer your question? Is there like, I guess you kind of did ask like.
Yeah. It's just like I said, I was just kind of curious. I'm not me personally. I'm not tripping. I haven't even thought about selling. I was just thought I would ask because that's just something I never asked you guys. And like I said, I've just noticed over this. I don't know what 8-9 months, maybe longer. I've just noticed the change, and I was just kind of curious, and I was just kind of curious on your direction, and do you guys, feel it was going to pick back up? And like I said, just wanted to see your take on it. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of things that have taken place outside of this project that had affected it, but I just kind of wanted to get your take on it as well and see, did you realistically see yourself really getting back on track and really being able to provide the initial value that everybody was looking for in the beginning. So yeah.
Absolutely. And yeah, honestly, I can tell you right now, the plan for that is to continue with a really strong marketing strategy towards the main mint, and that's how we're going to get new people in here. That's how we're going to get fresh eyes on the Genesis collection and pump up some secondary sales over in that market. That's also how we're going to bring more attention to the utility again and get people hyped up and talking about that. The influx of additional people commenting within the community should, in theory, bring back the old community as well, and we can stir back up that same level of hype, if not more, just because of everything that's going to become available, and really just send this project home in the best way possible. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to us putting in place a really strong community manager who can keep on a schedule with activities and engagement for the server itself. It comes down to games and competition created through those games to spike people's curiosity and have that kind of friendly competition amongst everybody, and give people things to talk about within the chat outside of the project, like kind of building those bonds and kind of like friendly conversation and everything. And then again, just making sure that whatever processes we do from here on out are 100% through and through. Like one thing we decided after this, we decided this before the reroll, and then we made a small miscalculation with the reroll itself. But one thing we've 100% decided is everything is going to have some form of beta testing now. everything is going to get tested extensively before it even comes close to coming out to the community, because we're done having mishaps. We're done, creating problems for you guys. Of course, not that any of it was intentional, but the plan here is that we all succeed and have fun and enjoy this space together, not that, we make anything difficult for anybody else. So yeah, I'm definitely confident that we will be able to turn it around and come back swinging even bigger and better than before. And I definitely think that we should expect to see that soon. What I will say, and it is something that I've been saying on all of our AMAs for at least a month now, is that we as founders and we as team members and it just we can only do so much. We can do everything we can do on our end and execute everything we can on our end to bring about the utility and to bring about exciting things for the project. But at the end of the day, it comes down to all of us as a whole. It comes down to me retweeting and commenting and interacting with our social posts that, is out there for new people to see. Because, we can say whatever we want in Discord, but everybody else who's not in our Discord isn't going to see that information. So I think it's really important that we exercise some strength over on Twitter and show people, what we like about this project, what's coming up, and kind of be expressive about it to everybody else so that we can start to see that hype. Because at the end of the day, it takes a village. There is no, I actually said this towards the beginning of this call. One person alone can't bring up hype for a project. One person alone can't turn the tides to the positive, but it only takes one person to start the domino effect of the negative. So in other words, it is a lot harder for things to kind of go downhill than it is for them to go uphill. Obviously, I mean, that's just gravity and physics in general. But if we come together, we're all working together, we're all putting forth this effort as a whole, then it becomes a whole hell of a lot easier, because instead of one person, we become 5,000 people, but we become one really strong community. And that's what's important right there, is getting us all back to a point that we can say we are one, we operate as one, we are a strong community. So, time for a little drinking winky. Vikingsley with Will the Alpha. I imagine you meant to say with the Alpha. But yeah, 100%. It takes a village. It takes all of us. So if we're all pushing strong, we all want to see the success of this project. We all want to receive the long-term value from this project, okay? These tokens alone have the potential. I try and avoid the term passive income because it's against OpenSea guidelines and everything like that. But the idea is that we are able to give back massively to you guys through the creative earning and everything like that. So, and that's just one aspect of what we're doing. The NFT marketplace that we're putting in place to have a better transaction system, better interactiveness than OpenSea does. I mean, we're talking about incorporating a trading platform and an upgrade platform where people have the opportunity to express their artistic talents and create traits for the peekaboos. And not only that, but also list them for sale on the marketplace as upgrades for people to add to their peekaboos so that they can customize them in the way they would like and hold and make them, potentially even rarer. There's tons of things and opportunities that we have available with that one piece alone. And then there's the token and everything that's capable with that one piece alone, and the Minecraft server and the metaverse space. Each of these have so much potential sitting within them that if we all take literally just a little bit, we each retweet or like or comment or share one thing a day talking about this project, we can start to see a massive difference turning around almost immediately. But again, it takes a village. That's a note that I kind of like to leave everybody with. I think it's really important that we recognize that we are one. We are here to succeed and have fun and just be in this space together, not as individuals, not, we're not going to get far as individuals. So, anybody else have something they'd like to say?
I don't know. I every time people see a PFP when I'm rocking the PFP out in the other Discord channels, or I know CD's been out there and heard it. What is that? What is that? And I know when I've heard it, people have come in and bought them right afterwards. And you can go back in activity and see which ones have sold in the last couple of weeks. CDs. Someone saw CDs the other day. Talked about I talked about the project. He talked about the one-on-one legendary that he has in the meeting behind the Kintsugi. So, and he went in and bought one. That's all it takes is just a little bit. of going out there, rocking the PFP, talking to people about it, bringing them in. And right now is a great entry point to bring those people in. So, it falls on everyone as a community. So the more we push it, one tweet a day or one retweet a day, or just getting up in the morning and saying good morning. Hey, what's up? That's it. It's just engagement. And that's how we get this rolling. I can only say hello, what's up, and put up some funny gifs every now and then. Only goes so far. I need other people to help me out.
100%. Thank you for sharing that, Z. You're absolutely right. That's something I totally forgot to touch on, is like me and Z have hopped into a number of spaces together. I know CD is in a ton of spaces as well. Like, we hop into these spaces and we talk about the peekaboos whenever we get the opportunity to. People reach out and approach and ask about the PFPs and everything like that, and we take those opportunities to spill the beans and really lay into it. And I will tell you right now, from every space that me and the Naked Z have hopped on over the last month alone, we've gotten at least, at the bare minimum, we've gotten at least 2 people to come in and buy into the project and join the community and begin to have some fun with us. It literally, like, you just got to share your experience. And in my professional opinion, like, somebody asked me, it was only a couple weeks ago, but somebody asked me, like, they asked this on an AMA actually. They said, how would I shill the project? What are some notes that I would touch on? And obviously there is some really strong utility there. There's a lot of opportunity for growth and passive earning and true value to be gained from the project itself. But the other thing I told them to touch on when talking to people was actually where we have had shortcomings. It's what happened with our mint, the status of where the project has been recently. Kind of incorporating that sense of, like, there's no such thing as bad publicity, because if you truly break it down and you listen to and you look at everything we've been through, like we as founders, like, if you just want to put this in true and honest perspective, we as founders alone could have rugged this project. We could have just, like, it could have gotten hard back at the Genesis Mint. We could have taken all the money and dipped out. Instead, every single penny that was made from the Genesis Mint has gone into has been reinvested into the project, in developments, in marketing, into just pushing further in every direction we can possibly think of to bring value back to this project. So I do think it's a good idea at times to talk about our shortcomings, and talk about, where we've been, where we are now, where we operate, so people can get the idea of who we are as a community. What we've been through, and the strengths and weaknesses we have that is put us where we are today. Because with all the rugs and shit happening in the space, the fact that we're still here standing and we're still pushing forward, and we still believe that we have what it takes to be sitting at the top of these I can't even think right now. Sorry, sitting at the top of the marketplace and everything like that. Like, I think that definitely speaks volumes. So. Things to keep in mind.
Just to piggyback off of that, one particular space that we were in recently, where that was brought up, and I think that's what you were mentioning, where that question was asked, and you went into the shortfalls of the project and the problems that we've encountered over the space, and the fact that 6 months in we're still here. The feedback we got was, well, that is a huge selling point of your project, the fact that you've gone through all these things and you're still pushing forward, you're still, getting places. And I think that is sometimes lost on our own community, on ourselves, because in the midst of it, it's hard to see the outside perspective of, if there are so many problems and you're still going, like, that makes a project hugely legitimate. The price is low, yeah, but that's also a very good entry point, like you said earlier. And so I think sometimes stepping back from within a project and getting a perspective from the outside is helpful in that way. So anyway, just thought I'd echo what you said.
Absolutely, and thanks so much for doing that. To be clear though, I wasn't even specifically talking about that space. There was an AMA we had with our community where that question was asked, and I brought it up again. But you're absolutely right. That was our Alphaholic space that we did. I want to say it was about 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
That was a 4-hour space. We went into nitty gritty detail and talked about absolutely everything, thoughts and emotions that went into the creation and everything like that. It's definitely a long space, but if you guys have not listened to it, it is available on Twitter. I'm actually going to pin it to the top of our Twitter for probably like 24 hours. Let people see it, and take a look at it again.
Why don't you drop it in the AMA chat also?
Hold on, both of you were talking at once. Go ahead, Z.
That's like podcast driving. It was 4 hours and nothing but alpha. And it was pretty in depth. It was, fun questions, and we had a great time, and it was a lot of questions that, projects may get asked and could find difficult to answer, and it's a great time if you just listen to it in segments if you don't have 4 hours to sit through it, but it was a pretty good time, and we will be going back up there with those guys soon, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
By the way,
so
guys, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so what I was saying was, if you don't mind, drop it in the AMA chat as well, because I think that way it's, if people come to hear the AMA and they go looking for it, they can see it here. But yeah, it was probably the best AMA I have ever been on, in particular regarding the peekaboos, but it was one of the best AMAs I've ever heard in general. So it is long, but it's really good even if you can only listen to part of it.
Absolutely, 100%. There's not a single session of that AMA that wasn't just really good alpha or really good conversations. It was a really solid AMA. But
which one is this? I'm sorry. Which one is this?
I'm actually about to drop it in AMA chat.
Okay.
It was a kind of like, I don't want to say it was an AMA. It was more so of just like a interrogation space, I guess.
Wow.
No, not interrogation. More of like a.
Oh, they were grilling you.
Yeah,
no, they were asking every question in the book.
Oh, wow.
They wanted to know everything, and so we were spilling it all right there for everybody to see. So I did just post that in AMA chat.
You guys have been very transparent. You guys have always been very transparent and open about it. So,
I guess you could call and definitely give them a follow on Twitter, the Alphaholics. I guess I would want to, if I was going to refer to more interrogation, I guess, yeah, and some of it definitely can feel like that. I would say the Alphaholics, they're a great crew. I would consider them like a true alphas, and like they're just looking to be watchdogs, for the space, for investors, and they got some really hard pressed questions for people, and I don't know if they would. You'd have to see afterwards whether they would say, all right, yeah, we totally are down with this, or we're not. And once again, then you have to do your own research. But they're definitely a group of watchdogs that are in for the betterment of the space, which I think is great.
100%. They're a group of really solid dudes. I will also point out, if you guys haven't checked already, we did post a tweet this morning. I encourage everybody in our community member to, if you have the Discord muted because of too many pings, that makes total sense. I understand. We kind of got carried away with that in the past, and I will say we are putting forth the effort to make sure that we are doing at the maximum one ping a day if we have to ping. If it's absolutely avoidable, then we are going to do our best to not be pinging so often, because we know that gets annoying. But one thing I recommend for everybody is unmute social raids and unmute Twitter feed, and keep both of those active so that you can see the alerts on there. On Twitter itself, like, make sure you have notifications turned on, because really, like, honestly, just taking the time when you see those notifications pop up on your phone to go like and retweet. That's 2 buttons. That's all you got to push. Liking and retweeting will make a world of difference that you guys didn't even know was possible. Obviously, comments are always appreciated when you can add in like how you feel about it, or, you know, say a couple of kind words, or, you know, whatever it is that you have to share. Like, taking just a little bit of time to go in there and show just even that level of support is you know, it's the bare minimum we can all do to achieve, you know, a better tomorrow. So I really recommend that if you do have the Discord or the server itself muted, that's, you know, that's fine. That's your preference 100%. But I would 100% recommend that you unmute social raids and Twitter feeds so that you guys can help us out and participate by kind of just shilling this out to as many corners of the space we possibly can. So, but yeah, definitely go look at that last tweet. And then I did also pin the AMA to the top of our Twitter. I will keep that up there for 24 hours and then I will remove it again. But the link is available in the AMA chat. I actually might honestly, I want to kind of throw it up somewhere else. I think we should have links to all of our spaces somewhere. That's something I'll kind of brainstorm, but I think it would be a really good idea to just have a list of all of our AMAs and spaces that we've been in, where people can kind of just go back and listen to where we've been, where we're at, you know, and where we're going.
So you just mentioned going to the Twitter feed and the social raid. So I was going to go and retweet everything, but when I clicked on, it's something different. The responses look different. I'm not sure if the bot command or you guys changed, but it's not the normal reaction that I'm used to.
Right. So yes, we did go in over the weekend and we updated all of our we beefed up security. We did a bunch of stuff to the Discord to put it in a better place. But yeah, so if you go to Twitter feed and social raids, there is a like and retweet button. That is through TweetShift. I noticed that a lot of people aren't using it right now either. This is actually a really common one, and it's the most reliable, I guess you could say. So if you do have Twitter linked to your Discord account, I can't remember 100% sure how it works, but basically, if it is like linked to your Discord account or something like that, when you like and retweet here in the Twitter feed, it will actually like and retweet over in Twitter as well. But additionally, like, an easier way to do that, if this part is confusing or you don't exactly like the way it looks, or you might be concerned with putting that information out there, you can of course always just on Twitter make sure you have notifications turned on, and you can just like and retweet directly from Twitter.
Hello?
Yeah, no, we're here. It just got crazy quiet after that. I just wanted to make sure that I answered her question and everything, and that she got it all figured out. Ooh, we got a comment on it. Oh, Beta Creative. Chrissy went in and put a... Okay, love it. Right on. That's funny. So yeah. Anyway, guys, with all that being said, I think one of the biggest notes to take away from today, I think there's 2 key notes. those two keynotes is beta testing is coming. Please, if you're interested, go ahead and open up a ticket. Let us know that you would like to participate in beta testing. But additionally, make sure you're keeping an eye on the Discord, because there are a few members that we are reaching out to and selecting individually that we think would be good people to have come in and do beta testing. And then I would say the biggest note, even though that has to pertain to utility and future value and everything like that, and it is super important, I would say the biggest note to take away from this is liking and retweeting and just doing your small part to kind of help us spread this word out there in the space and bring more people on board and show them what it is we can do and who we are as a community. I think is probably the most important thing we can all be doing right now. And I really appreciate any amount of effort that any of you have, are, or will continue to put into, helping this project grow and helping it succeed. So thank you all so much for taking the time to hop into this AMA today and talk with us and have a good time. I hope everybody feels a little bit better after listening to this and, sharing some thoughts and opinions. I definitely love hanging out and chatting with you guys as much as I can. So if you ever have any questions or concerns or anything like that, tickets are always open. My personal DMs are always open, and I am more than happy to have a conversation with any of you, either via text or over a call. So with that being said, I'll let anybody else fill in with some closing remarks, and we will go ahead and get on with a day in the space. Just because there's two members that typically say something when I go to wrap up, I will specifically call you guys out and let you know that you are both muted, both CD and Z. I don't know if you guys were wanting to say anything, but you are both muted currently.
No, I would just suggest pop in, say hello, pop a retweet. I've seen just a handful of the re-rolls retweeted. We want exposure. We want people to notice it. Put your new re-rolls out there. Get them tweeted. Let's get some eyes. It takes one tweet a day. We scroll through more than that at looking at absolutely nothingness. Spend just 30 seconds. Type something out. Hit it with the Boot Crew. Hit it with Bullish. There. Done. Call it a day. And check in. Say good morning. Say good night. Say good day. Say hello. Say goodbye. Just be active. We're always active with you.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I did, post all of my booze on the on Twitter, and and kind of developed a little storyline behind each one to kind of send a message out to people like, hey, isn't this neat? And I got a lot of reactions to those from people outside of the project. So it really does make a difference if you do things like that. And so I would suggest, kind of doing similar things or some type of creativity with what you've got.
100%. Thank you so much, both of you, for sharing, and thank you, Mecca, and thank you, William, for chiming in and chatting with us today. And thank you so much, Miniman, for hopping in and hanging out and listening to what we have to say. You guys are all amazing. And thank you to everybody who will be listening to this after the fact. You guys are amazing, and we are looking forward to continuing this awesome project with all of you. So with that being said, I will go ahead and close this out for today. And yeah, I will catch you all in the Discord. Have a good one, everybody.
Go!